So let's start with the first card that comes up, and this is a wonderful card. This is the Ten of Chalices, very positive. This is like complete emotional contentment and stability around home and family. You can see the 10 cups back there on the wooden table where the couple is sitting leaning against a tree and the child is playing with the flowers and picking flowers. So it feels like you start off the year feeling emotionally stable, feeling good about you. Again, watch your moon and rising signs if these don't resonate. But it feels like that you all have a lot of joy in your home life. Maybe you've celebrated holidays, whether it was Hanukkah or Christmas, and you just still feel really, really good from that. Maybe there's some residual effect of seeing family, going on vacation, taking time off. That could have been a real benefit to a lot of you for your health, for your psychological, emotional, mental health. And, this card can be too about, since it's water, it's emotions. It can be too about a pregnancy that comes up. It might be that either you or someone in your family is pregnant and there's a real celebration around that. Of course, it makes everyone happy and cheerful. There's an otter in this. Do you see the otter in the water? So this is a symbol of happiness, fidelity, and it watches from the water. So it's watching the little girl as she's picking sort of a purplish violet flowers. And the flowers indicate intuition because, of course, this is a cup card. So intuitively, I think you're going to be very perceptive of people too and their motives. I feel like that's a lot of you, and not only with your home, but I feel like at work. A lot of you Aries are going to see hidden truths. Maybe your intuition is going to feel more powerful at the beginning of January. It could be because you've been around people and you've had to discern a lot. But I do, these cards can go in any direction. I do feel like at work, you're going to be carefully analyzing and perceiving other people. And maybe there's a good reason for that. It could possibly be that you're eyeing someone for a promotion. If you're the boss or you're the supervisor or the owner of a company or a partnership. So just, stay balanced with this. Keep your intuition intact. You'll be able to discern if you are choosing between, say, 2 or 3 people. You'll be able to discern who is the right person. Interesting. Okay. So the next card that comes up, I feel like this particular card is separate because I look at when they face each other. And this is the Seven of Wands. This is about standing up for the work you do. She's literally standing up. This is not what always the Seven of Wands looks like, but she has the wands on her wall. This is her work experience. This is the work she does, the creative inspiration that she puts out in the world. And she's very neat and organized. She's standing on the stool. As you can see, there's a fire in the fireplace. But there is a feeling of needing to stand up for and being outspoken for your work, Aries. Defending your position above the competition. So, it could be that, I was talking about earlier, choosing between 2 people. It could be that, maybe you're one of the people in this position of vying for a promotion. And you're defending yourself. Or maybe if there's a struggle at work or competition that, someone said, well, this wasn't done right, therefore the project's a mess and it's out of control and yada, yada, and you get blamed for it, then, you're like, hey, no, wait, this was done right. Look here at the bottom, look, this is the bottom line. This is what I was working towards. And these are the particulars that I was focusing on. I don't know why all that came up, but it just feels like you are having to defend or get your ideas across to other people. Or teaching. It could be in the form of teaching. It could be from defending yourself to teaching, but whatever it is, you're expressing efforts to have people see your way, what you're thinking, what you're doing. It could be a defensive stance, or it could be expressively verbalizing. But I do feel like you're able to surmount, for the most part, this card indicates that you're able to surmount or challenges and make them opportunities. So whatever is going on here, the Eight of Wands would be next, and that means movement. That's usually the 8 wands that are flying through the air. They're not in this particular deck, but in other decks, you think of the 8 wands flying through the air, and that means travel, promotion, moving, sudden news coming in your inbox, news of employment. So it could be if you, defend your position on this, and you stay with, stay who you are, stay true to yourself, stay genuine to yourself, then then the benefit will be there, and it will be a positive outcome. This bird is called a nuthatch, and it's a symbol of courage and manifestation, self-confidence. So, I feel like you're being courageous. I feel like you're being courageous for standing up for yourself, for whatever arena that's happening. I feel like you're not taking you're not taking any stuff from anybody. It's a nice way to say it, huh? But I do want to move on to the next card, because this is the Eight of Swords. And the Eight of Swords, as you can see, is she's tied up. She can't see. She's not seeing what's in front of her. So this talks about staying the course. Let things unfold. This is like right after a storm. What do we do next? Say there's a tornado. I mean, we always, we see these on TV, or they've been in our nearby neighborhood, and everything is in shambles. It's like it's so much. What direction do we go? What do we do first? And so this card is just saying, stay the course, stay on track. You're not seeing the entire picture. So it's interesting how you start off the month, feeling, happy home life. Things are going great emotionally. And then there's some bit of I don't know if you'd call it struggle, but a little bit of angst that you're feeling. You're standing up for yourself. I feel like you're very courageous and brave here, but there's a little bit of angst in this particular reading. Here's the swords right here, and there's a hedgehog. It's hard to see, I know, in this particular color, but there's a hedgehog over here by the tree, and that's a symbol of concentration. So, the swords are our thinking. It's not really reality, but it's our inner thinking. It would be like an air sign. Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, air signs, thinking. It's not what you're doing, but it's what's in your mind, what's on your mind. So I feel like you have a lot on your plate, Aries. I really do. I've started off really calm and peaceful, but then as January goes on, I'm feeling like, my lower back started hurting. I felt like there was burden. There are burdens to you, and you feel burdensome by some choices and decisions to make. There's patience that needs to go along with this. So let things unfold so that you can discern which path is right for you. Eventually you can take off, well, not eventually, you can immediately just take off the blinders. If it's not clear right off the bat, then let things unfold. She's safe. You're safe. It's just that you just don't know which decision to make, which way to turn just yet. So I feel like you will, by discerning and using that confidence and that courage. You just need to get more information. There's more information. This feels like, too, this could be a company, what's it called when companies reorganize? You could be part of that as well. It could be a work thing, like a company reorganization that you're going through and you just don't know all the answers, or it could be more like a home property settlement sort of issue. And you just need to get more facts. All right, let's pull some clarification cards. For clarification, I'm using this deck, and this is for Aries. Well, of course, the the Knight of Rods comes up, and this would be a fire sign, Aries, Sagittarius, or Leo. And of course, I feel like it's you. I feel like you're ready to take charge. I feel like you're ready to go, make things happen. This is a clarification of what's going on here. I just feel like there's a little bit more to know, to do. So before you take any final steps, sign any final contracts, too, we're in Mercury retrograde. And it does, in fact, go direct. Mercury goes direct on the 8th of January. And then there's a week or two, a little bit of a shadow. So it might be that, you're ready to make things happen, but you feel like you can't move yet. You feel like there's some delays. That could very well be it. Just, towards the end of the month, I think that, watch the mid-months. But by the end of the month, that will become more clear for you. Yeah, and then the Star card comes up, and that's awesome. That's about hope. She's the star. This is a major arcana card. So the universe is saying, hey, just hang in there. The astrological alignment is in your favor. She's looking at the sky, and she's feeling the water. So she feels in tune with the connection of both the stars and land. And she's manifesting. And there's the dove at the top of the tree for peace. So let yourself internalize some. She's really angelically blessed, actually. She's excited, she's hopeful, she's dreamy. So maybe that's the way to be, and quit and not all of this thinking. Let's just see what else comes up. Well, okay. Now the Two of Swords, and this is about not being able to make a decision. Again, look at this. This is the Eight of Swords in this deck. It's the Two of Swords, but they're very similar in a way. They both have on blinders. This one has her arms behind her. This one has her arms crossed over her heart. So she's covering her heart. She's not letting herself come from that place. She's in her head so much that she can't make a decision. Ooh, it feels like deep breath for me, for you guys. And not to say this is a negative reading. It's not. It's, again, the swords are about our thinking, our thoughts, our fears. It's not really what's going on in the outside world. So just, remember that. I'm really drawn to this orange-red she has on, because that means movement. So once she puts the swords down and she uncrosses her arms and takes off the blinders, the fold here, she can make the decision. You can make the decision you need to make. But yeah, it's not easy. There's something that's holding you up. There's something that's holding you back. It's like a slippery floor. I don't know why I'm getting this, but well, I'm trying to figure out why that archetype came. It was like a slippery black and white checkered floor. That was interesting. But it feels confusing. First of all, it's slippery. Second of all, it's black and white. So there's a choice, of the two extreme colors. They're not really colors, black and white aren't, but the extremities. And that's what I'm feeling like. There's duality here. And she's just not sure which way. But pay attention again to your intuition, because that's what the water is about. And strength, the universe is asking you to have strength. This woman is wise, and she's petting her very passionate lion. So it's wisdom along with inner strength and creativity. The universe is just saying, hang in there. And here's the infinity symbol. Hang in there. There's more for you to come. And then the Fool comes up. The Fool's like a naive kid that's merrily going on his way, and he doesn't know where he's going. He's really pretty naive about it. Doesn't know how it's going to turn out. He takes his knapsack, which is just the things he needs in life. It's the first card of the major arcana. I start off with the Fool, and the Fool's the child, and the Emperor, Empress's parents in the Hierophant school. And then, he goes through life with the different cards, the major arcana cards. But this is the first one. So it may be that, you're let yourself feel like, you don't know how it's going to work out. The hows are what catch us, what get us. If we knew how everything worked, we'd all be rich and famous if we wanted to be, right? Sometimes we don't know. We have to have that sort of naivete. And the Six of Swords. Okay, so that's about moving on, looking for harmony, getting past any negative situations and moving into more harmonious. And again, he doesn't know exactly where he's going. He's moving towards this mountain or this hill area, as you can see. But he has everything with him. He looks determined, very determined. And he has all of his thoughts with him. He wants a more harmonious atmosphere. All right, one more for resolution. Well, okay. So to do that, you're going to have to let some things fall away that you don't need anymore, Aries, and go internally. And then the sun comes out. So I drew those rather quickly because I was like, wow, this is a resolution card. So let some things fall away that you don't need. The Tower is not so bad. Actually, a lot of readers like it because after this, it means that new beginnings, new adventures. The old walls come down. You can build a new structure. And when you go internally and look inside yourself, then that's when you find the answers. And through all your hard work, the sun, it's like, it's not just there to be hopeful and joyful and sweet and cuddly. It is a very cuddly card. It's beautiful. It's optimistic. But this means after hard work, the sun comes out. The beautiful child is on the white horse. And so it's feeling of giddiness, new beginnings. I know I keep saying that, but I just feel like that's what a lot of you are moving towards. All right. So yeah, if you want that reading to see where all this is going, then that might be fun to do, Aries. All right, let's add these up numerologically. And also I'm going to fit the number to a major arcana card. I had one of you all suggested that I do that. They're a reader too, and so they're not on YouTube, and so that's what I'm going to do. 10 and 7 is 17. 17 and 8 is 25. Well, 2 and 5 is 7, and 7 in numerology is all, it is about introspection, going deep into your spiritual awareness and really seeing what's around you, analyzation, intuitiveness. So, the Seven of Wands, she's standing up for herself because she feels alone. A lot of times 7 life paths can do things themselves. They're very good at tuning into the mystical or the very interesting side of life, I guess is what I can say, and working within themselves or by themselves. And I feel like that's coming up for you guys. Maybe you're going to be working by yourself. And the 7 in the major arcana card is the battle wagon, so which is the same as the chariot. So after all this is complete, the chariot card is like quick and speedy movement. It's the ability to handle difficult situations that arise in life and move forward and create newness. So the key is the energy can be successfully raised and consolidated and directed, so to achieve personal goals and gains. So just know when you're on this chariot, when you get to that point, that you're moving past difficult situations, but you do want a plan. You do want an action step. Okay? All right, Aries, that was quite a reading here. Just very different cards. You had a cup card about emotions, you have about work, and you have about your thoughts.